Where your attention goes, your energy flows. That's what Joe Dispenza says, and what he means by that is you determine your reality. The reality you want to live in, you create, and it starts right here. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly how to begin to create the reality you want to start living in for the rest of your life. And we're getting into it right now. We're going to look for the next few minutes at the science that Joe Dispenza talks about and how our brain works, and the spirituality that Jesus talks about and how our soul works, and really it's all one thing combined together, and it's all about how to change your reality today. Do you want to live a bigger, better life than you're living? Do you want your business to take off, that relationship to come into your life you've been waiting on? Do you want to do all kinds of amazing things in your life, and you feel and you sense in your soul that that's what you're destined to do, but you can't figure out how to connect the dots? We're going to talk about exactly how to do that. Now, what does Joe mean when he says, where your attention goes, your energy flows? What he's saying is the things we focus on in our mind is the reality we create in our life. And in just a moment, I'm going to share a personal story that happened to me today, this morning, before I filmed this video, that's going to illustrate to you exactly how all of this works in real time, in the real world of stress and pressure that you and I live in, and how you can still shape your reality into whatever you want it to be. Have you ever noticed when you get a new car, whatever that car might be? We bought a blue Tucson a few years ago, and I work at a Hyundai dealership in sales, and I see Hyundais and Tucsons and stuff all the time. But now I notice Tucsons out on the road more than I've ever have before. And when I see a blue Tucson and I'm in my other vehicle, I literally look to see, is that my Tucson? Is my wife parked somewhere here at this grocery store or wherever I see the car? Why? Because my reticular activating system in my brain has been activated, and it's searching for that thing that I've made a priority and importance in my mind. And that's the way our mind works. And what this means in the real world of manifesting your dreams and creating your reality is, if you are looking at the negative in your life, if you're looking at the pressures and the problems and the stressors, you're just going to get more stresses, problems, and pressures. You create the reality that you concentrate on. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. If you are thinking about the great life that not that you can have, that you do have, if you're focused on the positive, if you're focused on gratitude, if you're focused on unlimited potential like we talk about here on this channel, and knowing that you're a divine being, divinely connected to God, your source, and we're connected to each other, nothing's impossible. That's what Jesus said. All things are possible with God. What does that mean? When you're aligned, when you're connected with God, all things are possible. It's Jesus's way of saying, where your attention goes, your energy flows. You can create any reality in your life you want to create if you just believe and you focus in and you align with your source. Now, here's how this works. I told you guys I would share with you a real life example from today. Not only do I do coaching, but I also work in car sales at the moment. And I kind of have this dual reality in my life going on much of the time. And today I'd taken a day of vacation, and I'm off tomorrow to go to the dentist and do some things. And I was looking forward to a nice relaxing time. Went out and had some coffee at the lake. I was reading some Dr. David Hawkins, who is absolutely amazing. And I was thinking about these very concepts today of where I'm at a soul level, where my energy, my vibrational level is at. And I was thinking about how I need to learn to still let some things go in my life. Sometimes when my schedule is threatened, sometimes when my peace is threatened, sometimes when I feel like I'm not performing, I drop into what Hawkins would say are those lower vibrational emotional levels that keep us held up in life. I drop into guilt. I drop into hustle and grind mentality. That's not what he calls it, but that's what it is. I drop into frustration and anger and all the things we can get into, and those things just hold us back in life. They're below the equator of the emotions and the feelings and the vibrations that take us to the unlimited potential that really lives within all of us. And I was thinking about how I've overcome so much of that sometimes I drop back down into that still to this day. And man, it was just like one of those revelatory moments. Well, as I'm getting ready to leave this coffee place I'm at, and I just finished reading this chapter, I get a text from work. somebody wanted to come in and work with me on a car. And I was like, man, I don't want to do this today, but I want to help these folks. I want to sell this car. So I go in and I just said, I'm going to go into the dealership. I'm going to get this all ready because they're going to come later this afternoon, and I'm just going to get everything paved. And I got there and there was all these kind of little roadblocks and obstacles. But do you know, I felt a little frustration, but I kept reminding my mind, look for the blue Tucson, Jim. In other words, I kept reminding my mind, Jim, look to the positive. Look, this is a car deal. This is income coming into you. This is a blessing. This is the abundance you're always talking about. It's flowing into your life more than you can handle, and it does. It flows in just like I've shared in all these videos, more than it ever has in my sales world. While I'm there, another customer from Saturday calls in. They want to come in too this afternoon. And I was like, oh man, don't get frustrated, Jim. And I had to remind myself again, this is opportunity, this is abundance, this is flow. And this is all working out now to where these customers are going to be there at nearly the same time. One's going to lead right into another. It's working out to perfection for me. And more than any of that, more than the sale, more than the money, more than the stuff attached to that, it felt so good to go out of there knowing I didn't do what I usually do when I feel my freedom is being taken away, because that's my big core value in life, is I want freedom in my life. I was able just to relax into it and say, I'm in the now. I'm where I'm supposed to be, doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And guess what? Where my attention went, my energy began to flow. Let me tell you what, that is what it is to live your life to the full, to live in the moment of now. I say this all the time on here, but if you are not living in now, you're missing out, because now is all we have. By the way, if this kind of content helps you and you need more of it, I invite you to subscribe below. There's a link there if you want to talk with me. If you want to talk about working with me one-on-one, I would love to do that with you. But where our attention goes, our energy is going to always flow. And I want to challenge you to redirect your attention to what you want your life to be, not what your life is. If you're focused on the negative, on the stressors, on the pressures, on the, oh man, my day is getting messed up, oh, things aren't going the way I planned. If you're focused on that, you're going to just get more of that. That's why I've learned when those things come into my life, I'm learning to just let that go and say, no, God, you're bringing me, my source is bringing me right where I need to be. Now I said I'll share a little bit of the spiritual on this. Now here's how God says this same thing. Here's the spiritual side of the science Joe talks about how our brain works. God says it this way: as a person thinks, so are they. Or as a man thinks, if you have the old school translation of the scriptures, as a man thinks, so is he. But it's saying however we think as an individual, that's how we are. That's who we become. I love Wayne Dyer's take on this, his phrasing of it, because it captures Dispenza, it captures Jesus, it just totally captures it all. Dyer says this: we do not attract what we want in life. Listen to that again. We do not attract what we want in life. And you law of attraction people are going to disagree with me. You're going to say, yes, we do. No, you don't. Think about it. We do not attract what we want in life. Dyer says we attract what we are. The law of attraction is attracting what you are, not what you want. The vibrational energy you put out, that's what you attract back. If you want a bigger house, if you want a dream job, if you want a dream business, if you want a dream life, a dream spouse, whatever it might be, guess what you're going to attract? More wanting of that. Because that's what you're all about. You're wanting, you're desiring, and you're just going to attract more and more and more wanting. But when you begin to put out a signal of being good with the universe and where you're at, I'm not saying don't set your intention. Set your intention, do all of that we talk about here, set your dream life. But once you have that set, let go, let God take care of the how, and start to become that person. Neville Goddard calls it the wish fulfilled. Neville would say, live in the wish fulfilled. Live as if you already are that you want to be. You have that you want to have. And when you start to live there and believe that, that's what faith is that Jesus talks about. That's letting that mind of Christ be in you, that mind that says, as a person thinks, so are they. Think that you are that and let go of any hesitation, limitation, whatever it might be holding you back from that life. Let go of any how-to, longing to get it done. Let go of that, and God will bring these synchronicities into your life to bring that reality about for you in the perfect time, in the perfect way, and it'll be even better than the way you would have done it yourself if you could have checked off all your boxes and crossed all your T's and dotted all your I's Just let go and let God, as they say. Let go and let source, the universe, whatever you believe to be that higher power, that reality that permeates everything. And what will happen in your life is you begin to stop wanting and you just start being. You will begin to attract the life of your dreams, because now your attention is on the right things and your energy is following it there. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. Tell me in the comments, what is it that you are attracting? Not that you want to attract, that'll just bring more wanting. What are you attracting? What's coming to you? What's in your life today? Leave it there, drop it, believe it, and become it, and watch your life start to transform right now.